Good afternoon, driver. Join your S8 in the city, but will soon you'll join your S8 in the city, but soon depart for the leafy suburbs of Chesham. You'll be calling at all stations on this service. Please set up your train and allow passengers to board. Have a safe journey. Right. Key on. MCS to Tripcock. Release doors. Duty number, I don't know how you input the duty number, so I shall set it up as the same thing as the train number. Apparently the handheld radios always start with 8, so I'll do an 8 and some random numbers afterwards. And we'll do 403 as our train number. Confirm, what are we doing? We're doing Chesham from Aldgate. Chesham slow. 19. Aldgate. Let's double check the front. Chesham, all stations. That looks right. Aldgate, all stations. Cool. Cool. Tripcock. Yeah, let's have a look around here then and see what we can see. It is a very laggy route, I'll give it that. It's a lovely route. I've been driving it quite a lot, but it does like to lag a bit. Automatic 45-second door close. See, we've still got the pilot light though, so we are technically unlocked, and therefore if somebody ran down the stairs right now, they could come along and press the button and jump on the train. Either or, we could do this. Press O and the doors pop open again. Go under the thing, please. Up the stairs. Up these stairs as well. What's the time? Is that a dynamic clock? 1500. Yeah, that's a dynamic clock. Way out. Hammersmith. Oh, Metropolitan and Circle Line. Oh, dear. Oh, fudge. We've got delays. Look at that. We've got minor delay. Can't see where that is. I don't know if that will affect us. It's too pixelated. That's kind of cool. We're doing a bit of a highlight. I like the ambient sound effects of this route as well, to be honest. Quite nice. Huh. If it lags on my PC, it won't run on yours, yeah. Anyway, we're ready to depart. Ladies and gentlemen, this train is ready to depart. Please stand clear of the closing doors. Mind the doors, please. Mind the doors. Right. All locked up. Press E. And let's get going. Cheer. Now, you may notice it does sound different to what you're used to, and that is because I have the sound mod from Alan Thompson's sim. I can't remember who made it now, I apologise, but it's awesome. It really is. It within the map, it doesn't sound quite right, but within the sound mapping that Just Trains created, it sounds way better than what the original used to. It really does. You'll see what I mean as we sort of get up to speed. Listen to all the rattles and stuff that you can hear. And the track joint sound effects as well. I mean, it's probably also taking a bit of a hit from the frame rate this is, from the fact that you're about to drive the Super 47 around the Goblin Land. Well, have fun crashing it. Yeah, it's probably taking a bit of a hit from the fact that I'm obviously streaming this as well. I don't think... When I was recording, it was very laggy the other day as well, so... I reckon the stream is probably not helping much. The next station is Liverpool Street. Change here for Central Line, London Overground, TfL Rail, and National Rail services. Right, let's see if we can stop at the marker. I've been okay at the markers. We may be coming in a bit hot this time. I can drop the handle if we need to slow down a bit quicker, though. I do like that about this train. I do like that about it. You can drop the handle. See, like that. Well over. Well over. We'll do that. I'm sure we're probably about a door out. Yeah, a door out. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. You never saw that, alright? We'll get the next one. We'll get the next marker. No, I didn't Nebworth Liverpool Street, because I didn't miss it. I mean, technically, the door's in the platform anyway. It's just the wrong side of the do not cross line sort of thing. I shouldn't have put the balconies on that building. That'd have been cool. They have got some nice assets in this route, though. You've got to admit. There is some nice stuff going on here. It does look like Liverpool Street. And that's the main thing, isn't it? Right, let's watch this depart, shall we? How long is this scenario? 85 minutes. So this will keep us busy for a while. See ya, train. Wouldn't wanna be ya. Wait till it goes in the tunnel and then we join it because there is a speed limit coming up. Limit of shunt on the wall there. 20 mile an hour. Cruise round into Moorgate. And there should be a signal on the ground here, if I remember rightly from my video. I spat at this last time because I wasn't expecting it. I believe this may be a call-on. Which is a bit weird, because it means we kind of got to stop at it and press tab. I don't know if there's a trick to doing anything, to sort of getting past them. Without having to tab. We still red. Can't see it from there. Approved. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how the call-ons work. I would have thought it would have changed as you approached it, but apparently not. So you know. And it doesn't even change when you tab anyway. So it kind of makes you wonder what the point of having a signal with different coloured aspects on it is in the first place. Let's carefully line up with that. I can usually do it at about sort of 2-3 miles an hour, alright. There we go. That's an acceptable stopping position, because the screen lit up. Have a look around Moorgate. It's all lovely, really. Have they put the... Oh, they've not put the BR platforms in, the X... sort of, British rail platforms. For the Thames Link bit. I've not put them in. I do like the buffer ends, though. I think they're quite cool. The rowy buffer ends. Some trains do not stop. Check route indicator for details. I think, yeah, there's an AI one around there. It doesn't sound as good as ours. So, right, let's get going. On to Barbican, which isn't very far away at all, actually. 0.28, 0.36 according to the other bit. I will use the HUD on this because I'm not yet good enough with the line knowledge, with the route knowledge. There we go. But yeah, you can hear the see how long it takes to derail, yeah. Yeah, but you can hear the sound mod doing its thing. Well, the motors definitely sound better. And you can hear all the rattles and stuff. I do love the rattles. And the track joints. And you got the flange squeal as well on the corners. So, it is a really lovely, lovely train to drive with this sound mod. Round into Barbican. We have a red at the end of this. This should be an approach control, I believe. So it will change as we get close to it. Drop the handle a bit. Let us ease down. S7 marker. Keep going, keep going. See, we got the green signal now. S8 marker. Doors. Lovely. Barbican. I'm certainly doing better than I did in the video I recorded. That's for sure. That's for sure. Barbican Centre of Barbican Centre, Museum of London. That way. So the way out is straight on, but in order to go up, you've got to go up there. You've got to be at the top of that building, and by the time you get there, you've got to learn to fly in order to get to either of them two places. I like the brackets from the old canopy as well, to be honest. I think they're quite cool. Was that a mesh? Is that... Oh, you're so laggy. Oh, no, it's a balcony. Alright, I see. That's pretty cool. Take a screenshot of that. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, that's the AI S-Stock, S8, included in the route. It's not got a load of scripting in it, and if we take a closer look at one later, you'll see exactly why it's supposed to be AI only. There we go. There we go. It's a shame about the lag, but what can you do, sort of thing. I mean, I could lower my graphics settings, I guess. We'll have a look at the options in a second and see if there's anything I can actually lower in-game in order to maybe make it run a bit better. The thing to lower would probably be my anti-aliasing, I reckon. Coming around into Farringdon. And if you listen carefully here, you may hear a 700. You may hear... You won't see one, but you may hear one. On the ambient sound effects of the station. The ambient... Like I say, the ambient sound effects are very nice. And I think they have actually gone to each station and recorded sort of the ambient sound effects. SS marker means NES stock can stop here. Oh, I thought we were going to be slightly over. Let's have a listen. See if we can hear anything. Go up onto the bridge. Look, listen. You can actually hear a 700 departing. There's an S-Stock arriving as well. I mean, of course, there isn't a 700 actually departing. Oh, that's cool, though. Look at that. Right in 4 minutes. Second train, second train. Why are they both showing the second train? Is this how they're supposed to work, by chance? Are they supposed... Mind the gap, please. Yeah, are they supposed to be the same train? Both to Brighton? Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight. Where's the first train, then? I want to know when the first train's coming. Because I want to know where it's going. Uxbridge all stations. We are at Chesham all stations, actually. Board. COS stock. COS stock. Have fun! Right. Take that off. Oh, it's a little less laggy, actually. Now we've left Farringdon. That's a bit weird. Some things, I forgot to look at the settings because I was distracted by the 700, but I'm sure it's running slightly better than it was now. I like the tunnel lights. The tunnel lights are quite cool along here. And when they're close enough, there you go, they light up the cab as well. So, it's quite cool. Come down this bit. This bit almost reminds me of sort of a New York metro, to be honest. The New York subway. The look of the tunnels here. It's very sort of New York-esque, I guess. It is a lovely sound mod, though. It definitely works wonders with this train. Like I say, the start mapping isn't great, but I think, well done, you derailed. Yeah, I think the start mapping is sort of down to Just Trains. I think the sound's all wrong, to be honest, to be able to make a convincing S-Stock start sound. Oh, there's even the... Oh, I never noticed that. There's a telephone... The tunnel telephone cables are along here as well. Nice. Do it correctly in a 378. You got to do a 4-car if you're going to do a 378, Aaron. Because 5 cars have never gone down the Goblin. Right, let's slow down for this this lovely 25 limit here, round into King's Cross. Old King's Cross platform. I've not actually looked for the Thameslink platform, to be honest here. I don't know if they've represented that or not. I would hope they have, but at the same time, I wouldn't blame them if they haven't. Oh, my ear's getting itchy from my headphones already. I've only just started. Right, coming around here. Straight around the corner. This is why it's 25, because it's a really sharp bend. And out into King's Cross. There we go. Slow it down. There is a red at the end. Where's the marker gone? Where's the marker that side? The marker's that side. Right, cool. Them doors we want. King's Cross, St Pancras. The thing that annoys me about this station is they put the names of the lines in, but they've not put their colours in. So, it's a bit, why? Sort of thing. Chesham All Stations. Second train. Well, we're the first train, but we are a Chesham All Stations, so you got one thing right, I guess. Other London Underground lines. That's the way. Come this way. It's a very nice model, I must admit. There's a funny story about here. I was doing CSA training on this platform. So I was doing the announcements, right? And I have told this story before, but I will tell it again. And it was, now we're actually here sort of thing. I was standing around here-ish. Just sort of waiting, trying to work out where the next train is going. So I checked up at that board. And it said like that, Amersham, right? But the board was slightly defective. So it wasn't showing the showing all the LEDs it needed to. And it looked like it, and at first glance, because I literally looked up at it really quickly just to see where the train was going. And it looked like it said Faversham. So I just say into the tannoy, the next state train is an all stations Metropolitan Line train to Faversham. And then I sort of stop a second and think, I look at the guy and he looks at me and I said Faversham, didn't I? And he said, yes. I said, oh, sorry, correction, it's Amersham. I quite like that story. It's quite funny. Like, they've literally never gone anywhere near Faversham, so why would there suddenly be a Metropolitan Line train going to Faversham? You can't even get down there, there's no fourth rail. Actually, can these things run on third rail? I've got a feeling they might, to be honest. I'm not sure. They probably require re-earthing, but... Because I know Sarah Siddons, they can make her run on third rail. I know that much. They can isolate the shoe and earth it straight to the wheels, so it runs on third rail. And it can take the voltage. So... bit further. Oh, okay, apparently we have door release there, so we shall do that then. There we go. Lovely. Euston Square. I quite like these, to be fair. They're quite cool. Even put the girders in. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Fair enough. Pretty good. Pretty good modelling. Apparently some of the, there you go. This is where the, disabled access point to the train. Oh, crikey. 172008. Oh, dear. Chesham, all stations. Hammersmith via Paddington. The ambient sound effects are alright. Until you look over here, and there's no train approaching. Yeah, exactly. And then you just sort of think, okay, sort of thing. So yeah, next stop Great Portland Street, and then Baker Street, and then we get, well, we get Finchley Road, and then we get out of the tunnels. But you know, Baker Street's sort of the lost central London station, really. In essence. It's Sunday. I'm tired. There's a little window up there. Somebody can. I wonder if that's where the Hobbit lives. Maybe the Hobbit lives above this station and watches the trains as they come in. Hobbit hole at Great Portland Street. Possible, yes. Very unlikely, but possible. You never know. Great Portland Street. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. I forgot what I was going to do now. I think there's a red coming up in a minute, so we'll go in the cab. I was thinking about driving from here, but no, we will go out in the cab because I need to see where this red is. Just a little bit. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Wanted to see how many people we got. Oh, we got a few people. Fair enough. Hello and welcome to the stream. Yeah. That's, apparently I've typed E-A-A-A-A, train. I did do the doors, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, there we go. I wasn't getting brake release. It's fine. It's fine. Let's get going. Baker Street's next, isn't it? If I do that, is that gonna... Yeah, it's gonna release the handle. There we go. We better not do that, then. Interact with the Twitch window. Because then it clicks off the train sim, and then it fails the thingy. The dead man. Unless, of course, we do the dead man holdover with Shift E, but it's more fun to hold it, to be honest. Right, I believe this next one is probably going to be a call-on signal, and therefore we want to start slowing down for it in a second. Let's do this. Oh, I pressed it off by accident. Wait, when did I press the horn? I didn't go anywhere near the horn. Or the whistle, sorry. It's right around the corner, and I did this in the video. I was aware that there'd probably be some kind of signal here. Oh look, there we go. It's an approach control. Cool. So we are now clear to go round, and we have the feather as well. That's good. That's what we want. If we don't have the feather, we got problems. Might as well just sit at 15 mile an hour now. I reckon that's what would happen in real life, to be honest. Haven't seen you in some time. Is that something to do with that picture you posted? I'm guessing so. I've not seen any AI in there, I don't think, yet. So, that's something that we're missing. Right, round into Baker Street. We have a red at the end of this, which is probably another approach control, I would assume. Although that looks green now. Maybe it's already changed. It was red because the repeater was yellow. Sorry, so the repeater was red, we got a problem. But yeah, the repeater was yellow. So wait, what? Was there a signal in the middle that I missed? Did I miss a signal in the middle of the track? I'm going to assume there was one. Hang on. Let's do that. Acknowledge the alarm. Come on. Did it trip reset? I don't know. I'm going to assume so. Let's pull up to the marker. And then we'll have a little look. And we went over the marker as well. Yay. Right. Yeah, there was one there. I missed that. I didn't see that at all. Cool. It's always the one in the middle of the track that get me. It's always them ones. We just sit here at Baker Street until the thing goes. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. We'll look at this picture then. Oh, 172008. Fair enough. I might just hold here for a few minutes. Give the alarm. Well, I will probably leave before it dies, before it goes away. But I will just sort of hold on a couple of minutes until we are ready. Let's go have a look at the station while we're doing this, while we're waiting. That's a bit squashed. Just a little bit squashed. Platform 2. All lines currently have a good service. That's good. Maybe that delay from earlier has cleared. Who knows? Bakerloo and Jubilee lines down there. Oh, look, these ones have coloured strips on them for what colour line they're supposed to be. Well, almost. That looks more like the Overground, and that looks more like... Well, it kind of looks like the Metropolitan Line. Ah, that's fun. Jubilee and Bakerloo lines have been closed, unfortunately, due to overspill of ballast. Let's see. We've got this way up, which leads to nowhere, as I would expect, to be perfectly honest. I'm guessing that goes across there. We've got a load of... I think it's these buildings are part of London Underground. Something like that. There's some buildings around here somewhere that are London Underground property. So... oh, balconies. Okay. Oh, no, it's not balconies. It's a little stairway. Without any stairs. It's just a ramp. Wheelchair accessible. If you can go up at 45-degree angle, of course. Maybe it's just an escape route, so you can, like, wheel down the entire thing. Right, King's Cross, Liverpool Street, Moorgate, and Whitechapel. And the other side... Wembley, Harrow, Uxbridge, Watford, and Amersham. No Chesham, though. Must be in the wrong place. Baker Street's not bad. It's a nice station. In real life and the model. Is that exit in emergencies only? Oh, okay. Oh, so maybe there's a bridge there. There could be a little footbridge here, I reckon. Goes across there, yeah, probably. We still have the thingy, but to be honest, I think I am going to get going now. Let's get moving. We'll stroll along. Oh, look, there you go, see? Perfect timing. I said we'll get moving. I was going to crawl along at 10 miles an hour for a bit, but the VOBC dropped out anyway. I think it's the VOBC, isn't it? Tripcock alarm. Timer. Ding. Something like that. This would be a really cool route in Trains World, to be honest, because you could do a run up. You could do like a run to. Oh, I didn't mean to catch that. Yeah, no, you could do like a run to into Amersham. Sorry, Aldgate, and then you could catch a train out to Baker Street and take a train from Baker Street, sort of thing. This work really well in Trains World, to be honest. Well, any London Underground would work because of the sort of the metro timetable. Because you've got sort of high intensity service with a lot of trains, so you've got a lot of options to drive. And yeah. Ugh. You got a lot of trains to drive, and if you sort of terminate at a station, you're not waiting hours for the next train to turn up, like in a lot of the Trains in World routes. you've only got a little bit of a wait before you can get going again. Because sure enough, either your train's going to leave or another train will arrive soon after. So, yeah. Get a wiggle on. This train seems to struggle sometimes to get above sort of 35 mile an hour. It's probably just because of the hills, but it does seem to have a hard time sometimes trying to do that. Ugh. So look, I've got it on full power, and it's not getting the 40 limit. It's only 35. Slowly increasing, but of course we'll never get to line speed before we hit that 30 limit. And we have to slow down a bit anyway. So yeah. I mean, oh crikey! I didn't mean to do that. I meant to press F3, get the F3 HUD. Oh, I don't like this actually. I'm too used to driving with the F4 HUD. There we go. I'm just wondering if maybe that's going to be better for this situation though, because we've got everything, all the controls we need and everything in here. So we don't really, we know the key buttons and stuff. So we don't really need the entire sort of F4 HUD. Minimize that a bit and get some more view of the game itself, the actual route. I do like all the little details along here. Whether they're accurate or not, I don't know. Nor do I really care, to be honest. They're here, and that's the main thing. They could have literally just had a sort of a plain, boring old tunnel, but they went for something slightly more fancy, which is pretty good. I quite like that. Gives you something to look at, and gives you something that gives you a bit of an illusion that you're actually moving, to be honest, rather than just sort of hearing it move and seeing it move on the HUD, but not actually knowing if you're actually moving anywhere because it's too dark to see anything. Right, round through Swiss Cottage. There's a mesh over the gaps here in the boards, in the concrete supports. Okay, do that. I've not streamed in a while. The last time I streamed, it was still Train Sim 2019 by the looks of things, from the sort of the setup I came to find when I went to set up Streamlabs in order to do the stream sort of thing. It's getting laggy again now. Hopefully this is just because Finchley Road, and then it will be gone once we're sort of away from Finchley. Hopefully. Because it wasn't doing too bad for a while, and now it's lagging again, so there we go. This is quite a nice station. I quite like it in real life, but it's not bad. They've not done bad on the model, to be honest. Let's get some deceleration going down here. About 3 miles an hour I usually like to try and hit the markers at. Bit short, but it will do. It will do, certainly. We got the door release, so yeah, I can do it I can do it spot on occasionally, but like I say, it is occasionally. This is alright, to be fair. I quite like that asset. Bit of texture baking would have been nice. There's a lot of textures in this. Yep, mind the gap between the train and the platform edge. Down behind the yellow line. Yeah. It would have been nice to have had texture baking, certainly, because some of the models are a bit but you know, what can you do? What can you do? You hear a Jubilee Line train passing as well, to be honest. It'd be really nice as well if somebody was to produce an A stock for this line. It'd be it sort of the virtual district team or somebody else sort of thing. It would be really nice to have an A stock down here. I might thrash a C stock down here at some time in the future, just to sort of have a go and see what it would be like, sort of thing. I know the C stocks aren't quite up to standard of the A stocks, but I think they're a bit slower. But you know, it's sort of the closest we can get right now. Got to make do with what you have. Maybe I can adjust the physics of a C stock. Of course, I can't release it though because of their EULA. Got really itchy arm as well. It's not helpful, not fun. Wembley Park next. So this is when you really get a feel for the sounds and hear how they actually sort of sound and feel. It definitely adds some more immersion to the route that it was lacking, or the train, sorry, that it was genuinely lacking, definitely, before the mod was sort of introduced. This is about the 4th or 5th time I've driven this line in the 3 days. Well, in the not even 3 days it's been released yet. And it's like Friday. Well, it's closer to 2 days actually. It's not even 2 days. It's just over a day, I guess. It's like a day and a half since I released it, or just over. So, but yeah, I've driven this so many times and I can't get enough of it. It's lovely. Like I say, it'd be nice if it wasn't lagging so much, but nonetheless, lovely anyway. Right, we can go up to speed now. Up to 60. I mean, these trains can do more, but they are restricted by London Underground to 60 because of the track sort of thing. I think the track is only past 460 mile an hour at the very most anywhere on London Underground. These things could probably do like 100, 110 mile an hour though. I can't remember what the top speed was, but it was definitely over 100 mile an hour. They've had one of these things going at with limiters taken off, sort of thing. Where's this again? Sorry, this is Willesden Green. Willesden Green. Oh, let's put a bit of brake on. We're going down the hill now. There we go. I always do that. I always end up doing that. Release a bit of brake. Let it coast a bit. It's actually working. It'll probably go up to 0.1 now, but you know, whatever. I like the bags over the Jubilee Line signals as well. The bags look pretty good. Yeah, I said it would go up to 0.1. There we go, flashing yellow on the Chelsea main line. They've obviously put some 166 AI in then. Shame they've obviously used a 166, but hey, that's their reskin. That's all they've got. They've not made a new Chiltern train for us yet, so we put up with what we have, sort of thing. At least there's some kind of AI on there. I'd rather there be something than nothing, to be honest. So it's a bit like with the AIS stock. I didn't mind that. I thought that was all right, to be honest. Sure, it wasn't the greatest model, but it's better to have something than nothing, surely. I didn't actually think it was a bad model either, to be honest. I thought it looked alright. Yeah, look, there's a yellow with a feather there. So we're going to have a train either in, well, probably in front or behind us. Probably in front, I mean, sorry. It's unlikely it would end up behind us because of us obviously needing to stop soon enough, and plus we're all stations anyway, so by the time we get to sort of Moore Park, it would have been long gone, I reckon. Because I can't imagine it's that far behind us. Past Neeson Depot. Neeson Depot's alright. There's a few inaccuracies I can see. There's a few bits missing from it, but it's not bad. It'd be nice if they had put the interiors of the sheds in, but I can see why they didn't as well. Take a lot of time to model everything that really you're not going to notice very often. How many scenarios are actually going to go into the depot anyway in practice? So sort of about managing what will be used and what should be used, sort of thing. So I don't know if the shutters open though. That was one theory I do need to test. Do the shutters on the depot actually open? Because I've not tried sending a train in there yet. So they might not. Who knows? Right, we're approaching all the speed limits now. I think there's a... Oh no, I got readied because of a train yesterday. I was thinking there was approach control, but I don't think there is. Get some brakes going though. We'll try and break down for that 30, because obviously we're well, we won't break down hopefully. We'll try and slow down for that 30, because the 50 sort of, we've got that anyway, so we're close to the 30. Hang on, the sign there, game. You lied to me. You lied to me, game. I mean, we weren't far off the speed limit, so you know. But we were still lied to. As far as the HUD's concerned, at least. I wasn't looking at the track signage. It's hard to see. I think it's because of the headlights, to be honest. The headlights glow a bit too much, I think. In some ways. Now, I'm pretty sure these are both red signals. But in order to line up properly with a marker, you actually have to spad this signal. Or not red signals, they're both sort of... you have to actually spad that signal in order to line up properly with this marker. So, if you've got a red signal, you've got to open the doors in the wrong place, or wait until the train head's moved off before you can then pull up to the correct place. So that's not great, really. Unless you don't get tripped at this one, maybe. I don't know. There it is. There it is. I said there would be a Chiltern train behind us. And sure enough, there was. Though that should probably be in Chiltern regular livery, if you will. The sound effects are alright, to be honest. I didn't mean to go into the interior view, because I was trying to listen to the sound effects. And locked. There we go. It actually did close on its own accord, but I pressed R at the same sort of as it was closing. So I like that. Next train will arrive in 2 minutes. That's very sort of standard of what you'd hear on the underground. So it's nice that they've included that kind of little thing in there. Preston Road next. Obviously, this bit we've pretty much all seen before now in the old Met Line route. So for a while, it's just going to be sort of standard Met Line. They have apparently done some enhancement to the route, which is fair enough. Pretty good, but as far as sort of a new route you're going to see, there's not going to be much now until sort of Chesham, because that's where we're going, Chesham. So, but the Chesham branch is beautiful. You do want to go down the Chesham branch. I did it the other way yesterday, or Friday evening, I think it might have been, actually. And it is a very nice line indeed. I kind of like the lighting effects. Like I said, I think they're possibly a bit much. They're not quite right in the tunnel sometimes, but most of the time they're quite nice, really. They do have silly bright headlights, S-stock sort of thing, so which is useful, of course. I'm not saying it's not useful. Just they are very bright. Okay, the train's going to allow that, so we'll take that then. Capital. Preston. Oh, that's actually a perfectly framed sign there. That's awesome, that. See you, sign. Have a good day. Don't get into any trouble now, will you? How a sign could get into any trouble, I don't know, but you know, whatever. Semi-automatic signals at danger must not be passed without authority. After passing a signal at danger, under rule, expect to find a train ahead. No unauthorised person is allowed to remain in this driver's cab. Use of this door is only permitted when the train has been secured. Very well. Or when you're fixing them, of course. I've sat on these. I've sat on the motor, the wiper motor box before. Interesting. Not for long, of course, but I've changed the wiper. Well, I've not changed the wiper myself, but I've seen the wipers being changed. That's interesting. You put a platform at the front of the train, then you have to go out that door to access the platform. And then you can obviously do the wiper blades from there. But the wiper's actually modelled very nicely, I'm not going to lie. The model of the wiper is very nice. Done well. Daffodils and bluebells in this flower pot up here. We're gonna have a train approaching. Well, I don't think this is the first time I've passed a train in Northwood Park either. So it's all right then. And ooh, a little far. Oh well. Northwood Park. Harrow on the Hill next, I think. And it's West Harrow and stations I can't remember up to Manor Park. Manor Park, isn't it? Manor Park? Manor Park, isn't it? Harrow on the Hill, North Harrow. Oh, North Harrow. I thought it was West Harrow. Yeah, it's North Harrow. We're not going that way. Pinner, Northwood, Hills, Northwood, Moor Park, Rickmansworth, Chorleywood, Chalfont and Latimer, and Chesham. That's 23 stations we would have achieved in this scenario. Let's get going. Yeah, I definitely think I'm getting used to sort of how this line is operated, signal-wise. I'm getting better with it, so yeah. I wonder where that Chiltern train is now as well. I wonder if he's approached Rickmansworth yet. I reckon he's probably somewhere between Harrow and Rickmansworth still. Because he most likely would have stopped at Harrow. We got red signal though. I mean, that could just be red because it's red, but... You know, it may also be red because he's up ahead. Who knows? Because we've got no fast trains at the moment, because we're not in fast train time period sort of thing. Hang on, that was a yellow signal, wasn't it? And... well, I was just saying we were getting used to the signals. Apparently not. Apparently not. See ya. Have fun being a signal. Okay, let's... trip reset. Oh, we didn't even need to acknowledge the alarm. Alright, come on then. We'll crawl home into Harrow then. I'm assuming that was just sort of a control signal. We'll take a look sort of thing. We'll watch out just in case. There's another one there. Are we going over? Are we? Well, there was a red signal there, so hopefully we won't get sideswiped. Check that. Yeah, we're not going to get sideswiped. Guess we would go over, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. No, the sound mod is good. It does sound very dynamic as well. Hello, yes, laugh at me. I've just gone for a red signal. Talking to the other driver. Here in RM. As you can see. Oh, it's grip bins. Okay, I thought the mesh was yellow then, but it was the grip bins. I'm hoping that by the time we're done here, or not very long after we're done here, we'll be ready to sort of carry on at full speed. I'm hoping the time would have run out. 3 minutes, I think it is. So. Well, that's the number I've got in my head, at least. Harrow on the Hill! We've all seen Harrow on the Hill, though I do kind of like the buses. I need to have a closer look at the buses. They're a bit square, but, I mean, the advantage to these ones that DCG didn't do is that they made the, sort of the window see-through on these. So that's a good thing. They look a bit odd. I can't even tell what that is, to be honest. Just Trains. It's a registration plate. So, there's a very distinct point where the sound file refuses to play, isn't there? I noticed. That's slightly reflective, that window. Peekaboo. Is it? Well, okay, we're still under the rule of, oh, no, we're not. Oh, nice, the timer ran out, just as I was closing the doors. Cool. Tripcot tester up there. Give him a little whistle. I know they're technically off track because they're behind the physical barrier, but give him a whistle anyway, just so they know we're about to move. Next stop, Northwood Hills. Or North Harrow, sorry. I thought it was Northwood Hills. It was North Harrow. I read it wrong. Somehow. The only thing that does annoy me is how long the TBC takes to move sometimes. It can take a while. If you're speeding and you're on full pelt, it can take quite a while to get down sometimes. Or maybe that was for the tunnel, wasn't it? That whistleboard. Oh well. Oh well. It's always best to whistle than to not whistle and get it wrong. Really. 30 miles an hour suddenly feels quite slow, yet in the tunnels it felt really fast. Right, see you, Uxbridge branch. Have fun being the Uxbridge branch, I guess. Yes. I like the little steps that jump over the cable runs as well. They're pretty cool. Right, speed up. Cool, controls. Open. Go. We'll try and hit the marker again. We probably want to be this side of the cab, really, don't we? So that we can see where the marker is. Approach the station nicely. Give it a bit of get out the way, dude. Get off behind the yellow line, for goodness sake. Silly idiot. Right, let's ease off the frost, ease off the brake even. Pretty much perfect stop that time. I know it wasn't dead on the lines, but you know, it wasn't bad either. So I think we did well with that one. There's not a lot to say right now. I've sort of said everything I need to say. Oh, look, look at that grid bin. Oh, that's quite cool. Oh, that's quite cool, the weathering on that. Have the doors script broken yet? Oh, wow, the doors script has not broken yet. Usually the sort of the half of the train doesn't open by this sort of time. But the entire thing is still operating as it should, which is a rarity for me. I've never seen it sort of do an entire run where the doors all work. Usually you sort of get to sort of 10 stations or something, and then you only get the DM car actually open. The rest gets stuck. Usually the pilot light's on, but you can still move. So you sort of get a bit stuck as to yeah, and sort of end up running with the doors technically unlocked or locked as far as the game's concerned, but unlocked as far as everything else is concerned. Sort of thing. That was 86. I saw one of the numbers there. 21086 and 085. What have we got? 16 and 15. Okay, fair enough. One of the lower units. Nice. A lot of the units seem to be high in this. What is it? Mods? Is it a DLC? Who knows? It's not exactly. It's not exactly first party, but it's not free either. So would it be a mod? I guess so. But yeah, a lot of the scenarios seem to have quite high numbers of the S stocks. So it's nice to see a scenario with a low number. At least now we've got the full Met line as well. We're not going to struggle to try and make scenarios that feel right when you can only go as far as blooming Wembley, really, anyway. Sort of thing. Slightly over the marker. I don't know if we'd get door release in real life. But, because obviously if you're... I think you've got about 2 meter, plus minus 2 meter tolerance on these, on the boards. Sort of thing, in order to... You could probably be anywhere within the board, I would assume, to get the release. If not, then you don't get a release. That's sort of on edge a bit. Close. It might be alright. You'd probably get away with that if you could open your doors there. Sort of thing. Oh, he hasn't got any soles to his shoes. He's just got shoes and he's kind of floating. Unless his feet are too small. Maybe his legs are just too short. Right, off we go. Let's seem to accelerate. Oh, this is 2516. 25016. So that's a de-icing car then. In other words. I'm not entirely sure that the numbering, the auto number works correctly on this train, to be honest. I'm not entirely convinced it does, because it seems to be a bit funny at times. You seem to, like, name one end, or number one end, and then the entire, the entirety of the train then becomes that name apart from the opposite car, which then becomes the other number, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be half the train one number and half the train the other. It doesn't seem to work quite right, but, you know, oh well. What can you do? Maybe I'm just doing it wrong, I don't know. But I usually end up changing the numbers myself. On all the coaches. Because of it. Nice little footbridge here. It's nice to do the tunnel section, but it is also nice to get out into the fast open sections and give it a proper sort of running. Nice track joint classer there. Over that. Northwood Hills is the one with the yard, isn't it? Where they took the A stock for scrap. I think so. Did they drive him up there? Or did they drag him? I think they drove him, possibly. Probably even. Yeah, no, I remember. I'm pretty sure they did drive him, actually. I'm sure somebody was telling me about them driving them up there. Northwood Hills. Not many posters here. There's a lot of the stations that seem to be lacking posters. They've just gone blank posters. Probably because of licensing and all that. Which makes sense. But at the same time, you sort of think, oh, I wanted to see something here. I mean, you could always maybe produce a patch that adds posters to some of these stations. That could be a thing, potentially. That was an almost perfect stop as well. I think it was like maybe like 0.2 of a meter beyond the line, and that was it, sort of thing. Ooh. We're getting there slowly. Slowly but surely. Oh, what did I do? Oh, space bar on it. Right. Click on the game. Close the doors. So if you can try and predict roughly when the the thing's gonna run out. The marker, sorry, sort of the task, and press R when the task ends. Sort of before the task ends. Sometimes you can get the doors to close just as the task ends, and you can move off straight away. Which is pretty cool. Oh, the rail gap indicates for the other side, apparently. Hey! I was wondering when we would have seen the next Chiltern train. I was thinking we hadn't seen one of them for a while. Yeah, this is where the scrapyard is, just up here. Just beyond this bridge. Well, I say it's scrapyard. It's not scrapyard. It's just some sidings, but it's where they took them for scrap. That's what I mean. I like that bridge model, to be honest. Quite nice. Cruise along for a bit longer. Right, we'll probably want to start braking now, I reckon. Be a good time to think about doing that thing. See, that was where the sidings are. They were putting them sidings there and then taking through the car park and up and then taking away to scrap all the A stocks. It's amazing how many of the D stocks actually have survived. I don't think there are any preservation ones yet, but there's a few that are being experimental, and obviously Viva Rail have got so many, it's unbelievable sort of thing. They convert into Class 230s and 484s and whatever else they're going to try and make out of them sort of thing, and then classify up. They're quite cool. Quite a cool idea. Recycling the trains. Come on. There we go. I like to do the buttons. I like to actually press the buttons in the cab. That wasn't a bad stop either, to be honest, on that marker. So I used to sort of, yeah. I sort of used to thrash it through the stations a bit too much, up to them, and had a bit too much faith in their ability to stop. So now I try and sort of approach the marker around 3 miles an hour, which usually seems to sort of, I can control it enough to get down to speed. Usually you can sort of approach these platforms at over 30 miles an hour. Whether you should or not is another thing, of course. But there's a big difference between should and do. So, you know. But yeah, I can usually sort of control it, get it relatively alright at about 3 miles an hour. Get the screens to light up, that's all you need. You know you're in the right place there when the screens light up. Like I said, there is a real life tolerance as well, so it's not just me being lazy. Close M door. Push door firmly closed, then press handle down fully. Well, door opens outwards. So, if you're gonna close the M door, you don't want to push the door fully, because if you've not closed it properly, you're gonna fly out the front of the train, aren't you? So in actual fact, you want to pull closed fully, rather than push, don't you? What's section mean as well? H-O-H. H-O-H. Is that something to do with Northwood? Harrow. Harrow on Hill. Yeah, Harrow on Hill, isn't it? I should have got that quicker. Oh. Right, throttle off. More Park. Yeah, I wonder where that Chiltern train is now. He's probably at Amersham, I reckon. If you, of course, if you want to go Chalfont and Latimer, or Chalfont and Chorleywood, even. No. Chesham. That's the one. You want to go Chesham, you're going to want this train. I'm assuming that, yeah, you would be able to use the Oyster on the Chiltern Main Line. Not Chiltern Main Line, because this isn't... Well, I mean, you probably could use your Oyster on the Chiltern Main Line. You could go from, like, Marylebone to Ealing or something. Moor Park. Have we still got all of our doors working? All of our doors are still working. That is amazing. I've never seen this before. Must be just complete random fluke on the train, because like I say, usually they just mess up. That's pretty cool. Nice. I'm assuming there's supposed to be a path down there, however. That's a very sharp... Can you imagine if you fell out of the sky? If you did a skydiving trip and you landed right on that spike? That would jolly well hurt, is all I can say. I love the way it starts motoring before the brakes actually release. It starts moving. 15:59 means we've been going roughly an hour in game time at least. The stream is 1 hour and 20 minutes old, roughly. Oh, hello. Hello, you. Huh. Pretty cool, isn't it? I just want to see if... I didn't put the yellow bits in the AIS stock. They just mitigated them, did they? I'm surprised. I thought the external model would be right. I'm sure that... Yeah, they're in this model. Oh, were? Okay. The yellow handles and the HVACs. HVAC units. Right, okay. We have probably got a controlled approach signal coming up here. Yeah, we have. There we go. Hopefully we've got enough time to brake for it. Yeah, we do. Where is it? It's around the corner there. I think you may have to press tab for this one. I can't remember though. So we will stop at it. We'll slow for it and then we'll stop at it and see if it changes or if we have to actually go and actively press tab. I think we do have to press tab. Oh no, there it goes. Cool. We can go back up to 25 mile an hour now. Also back to 25 mile an hour. We never were at 25 mile an hour, but we were over it. 20? Seriously, game? You weird game. I think that's wrong, isn't it? I'm sure that's a 25. I'm sure there was nothing mentioned about 20. That must be a slight bug with the route then. Yeah, it still says 20, even though we're probably the rear of the train is probably on the junction now. Not in that section where we just sort of met it. Look at these pylons. Are they... Oh no, alright actually. That's a nice pylon asset. I like that. I like that a lot. In some ways I prefer that over the Just Trains ones. See, the lag sort of cleared up. What am I getting? It dropped to 8 frames when I said that, but I was getting like 15 frames sort of thing, 16 frames now. So, it's not too bad. It's nothing obviously exceptional, but apparently this train has a lot of scripting in it, so can you blame it, really? FPS, 16, 12, 10, 11, 14, 16, 17, 16, 17. I mean, I've got a really powerful system. And they're the frame rates I'm getting, so it's not the best, really. It would be nicer if it was a lot smoother, the game. This route, it would be obviously nicer. That's the one thing I can say about it, to be honest. I slowed a bit too much down there as well. That is a supermarket with a big multi-story car park. On this side, I think it's a Sainsbury's or an Asda or something. But yeah, up the top of this lower bit. So next to where we are now is a big car park, and yeah, you can obviously see the trains from the top. And when we're on the rail tour, one of the rail tours along here, right? There are literally just people up there crowding the top of the car park along the edge. Well, I say crowding, they weren't crowding, but there were quite a few people up on the top of the car park taking shots of the Sarah Siddons rail tour when I was helping out on that one. That was quite fun. Going up to Amersham and back to Harrow and back to Amersham again. Hey! That wasn't a bad stop, was it? That's pretty good. Rickmansworth. Right, we've got... Oh, I've just had an email from Streamlab. Your stats on the 17th of... On the 11th of 17. Why are you sending me that now when the stream is still going? Hang on. Let me have a look at this. 1 minute stream. When did I do a 1 minute stream? I don't know. Maybe it cut out when I started or something. I don't know. Anyway. Leave that alone. Let's get on with driving the train. Still got the 25 limit, I can see, so we'll stick to that. Is that a yellow? That's the speedboard, isn't it? I thought that was a yellow repeater we were getting, but no, it's a speedboard. So yeah, if you're into your Metropolitan Line, your S-stocks and everything, I would definitely recommend this route. Definitely. Definitely also get the sound mod, because the sound mod makes such an improvement to the train. It's available from AlanThompsonSim.com, and I shall have a look and find out the author's name in a second. When we arrive at Chorleywood, I'll have a look, because I can't remember the name for the life of me. So it's an author I've never actually heard of in the train sim community before. So it's nice to see new people joining the community, of course, the dev sort of community, and getting down with building stuff for it. It's always nice to see new people bringing new things to the table, sort of thing. Chorleywood is in a mile, roughly. 1.1 miles. A mile. Same thing. There's M25. Going under the M25. There should be no plants. No plant life under here. Yep. Nope. There's no plant life, and it's all dirty. All sort of sandy or muddy or whatever. Give them a whistle. Have you ever noticed that high-vi dressed persons in train sim are so hard to see? Honestly, it's ridiculous. They are impossible to pick out from the scenery until you're like really close. It's ridiculous. I mean, obviously they got no high-vi strips that actually work. They don't function, the high-vi strips, as they should. Which they probably should, really, but you know, whatever. I guess the game's too old to sort of have that shader built into it, so it doesn't know how to sort of render that, and therefore it just doesn't. I don't even think that's a thing you can do, to be honest, reflective textures in that sort of sense. Which is a shame, but nonetheless, what can you do? They could be a bit more orangey though, because it's quite a pale orange, I found. Oh, excuse me, I apologise. Yeah, it's quite a paley orange generically. on the most part. So there's a foot crossing there as well. Look, foot crossing. It's interesting. I wonder if that's used at all, or if it's sort of from ages back. Because it's in a funny place, being at the end of the ramp. So I'm wondering if maybe... We're going to run over on their stop. There we go. That's fine. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe this... Yeah, this looks like an extension to the platform, to be honest. So it quite possibly wasn't this long. And that foot crossing would have been used, obviously, then. There's a couple of drains here as well, so... Does sort of make you think maybe this was the luggage, once upon a time. For the route trolleys of parcels and luggage and all that kind of stuff to cross the tracks. I like how they've cut the rail, though. Conductor rails. Let's get going. Once again. And I think it's Chalfont and Latimer and Chesham, where we terminate. Not far to go now, to be honest. Probably, I mean, there's probably still sort of 5 miles, but you know, it's not that far in concept to sort of the distance we've travelled so far. It's a good 40 miles the route, apparently. We've probably done a good 30 miles of that. A few miles up the up to Amersham, a few to Watford. And then to Uxbridge, which is where the others come in. The other miles sort of thing. It's not for. I don't think there's a continuous 40-mile stretch, to be honest. I wouldn't imagine so, at least. I would have thought 40 miles is the entire route. Like the Western Main Lines was 300 miles, but miles. It was 300 miles, but that was split between all the different branch lines on it and stuff. So there was no continuous sort of 300-mile journey you could do. Unless you went over the same bit of track a few times. And then you're probably doing about 500 miles by the time you're done. 500-600 miles, I reckon, yeah. Get around everything. Got to Cardiff all the way back. All the little lines around Bristol, I mean. To the yard counters for the signal as well, because we can't see it because we're on the corner. That's pretty cool. That's to the repeater, I think, actually, yeah. Which makes sense. And then it goes up to the signal itself, sort of thing. I like the little boxes beside the line as well. Are they something to do with the signalling? I think so. I was looking out the window yesterday on the train. Oh no, it's the day before, sorry, on the train. It wasn't a Metline train, but I saw the boxes like that, so I was wondering, you know, are they to do with signalling equipment or something, or track circuits? Probably. Anyway, we're approaching Chalfont and Latimer now. It is a very nice route to drive, I must admit. I have thoroughly enjoyed this journey. Now, I am sort of thinking what we're going to do next, however, because I did have a plan of what I wanted to stream next, but the person who I'm waiting on to give me the scenario for me to stream next hasn't responded to my message yet, so I might not be able to do that. There's a bit of a preview of a scenario I'm working on that I've decided I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you the entire scenario, because I want you to be able to play it for yourself and have sort of see it for yourselves, but it is to do with the S-Stock, though. Don't worry, it's a different route, so you probably can guess what route it is if it's a different route than this. A different line, sort of thing, not just a route. So yeah, we'll run maybe three stations on this scenario, just so I can show off sort of what I've been working on. I'm hoping I can release it very soon. That'll probably be available on both my website, James or James 37 Weebly sort of thing. Just type James 37 Weebly into Google and you should find it. Or AlanThompsonSim.com. There we go. Right, let's head out. Right, I'm a head out. Up to Chesham, where we will terminate. And like I say, this is a very nice branch line. So if you've stuck through it this far, you're gonna want to see this scenery down the Chesham branch. It's very nice. I've only gone the other way so far. I've not gone this way up it, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing it from a different perspective as well. $35 million. Now, apparently, under the operating rules of London Underground, you may proceed to that line speed as soon as the cab, as soon as your cab passes the speed wall. However, due to how the game works, I don't want it to start moaning at me. I'm going to do it as the game wants me to, under Network Rail rule of pass the entire train past the speed wall before you get going up to that speed. The one thing I could say about this route is I'm slightly sad there are no trip cocks on the signals. There are obviously the trip cocks for the trip cock testers, but there are none for the signals. Well, not that I've noticed. There's the odd one here, but I think it may be part of the trip cock tester. So slight nuisance for me, but oh well. It would be nice. I'd set up a trip cock as a repeater if I was going to make one. And then it would obviously repeat what the signal says. If you've set it up as a sort of a mechanical signal, a semaphore signal script, if you've got any idea what I'm talking about, then good on you sort of thing. But if you set it up as a semaphore signal script, then you should be able to animate it to work as sort of a semaphore with just the thing going up and down. The trip cock arm going up and down. Right, here we go. Yeah, we've only ever gone that way before in the old Met Line route we had, or the part of the Met Line route we had. Give me a shunt, I think that said. I'm not sure. It's 35 all the way, I believe, apart from way in the station, where I think it's slightly lower. And I'm pretty sure this line actually takes longer to travel, and maybe further. Well, it definitely takes longer to travel, I think, because of the slower speed. But I'm pretty sure it may be further than the Amersham branch actually goes. There's a funny yellow thing next to it. So yeah, it's interesting also to see that you can quite clearly see here that the track bed is wide enough for two tracks. So this was obviously a two-track main line at some point, or branch line, and then they removed the track. Probably due to lack of trains. Maybe it went further. I don't know really much of the history on this branch line. Could have gone further. I don't know. You need a flange squeal kicking in again. All the rattles and stuff. I can imagine this line's probably a bit lesser well kept. Although maybe not. Who knows? Of course, this used to be run by the 4-car shuttle, and only trains from London would go down here in the rush hour. But now it's now the entire thing is run by these trains because they're too short. There was a 4-car A-stock shuttle with double-ended unit. There, of course, there are no 4-car S-stock units, and there's no reason really. There's no real need to dedicate an S-stock unit to this line. So they just run the trains from the city now, all day. Which is useful, I guess, for the people of Chesham, because they get a direct train now. They don't have to change and then wait at Chalfont and Latimer for a train from Amersham to come through. Really, they should probably rename the Metropolitan Line to the Metropolitan Network, because there's a bit more of a network than just a line. Maybe the same could probably be said for the Piccadilly line, to be honest, as well. I love how the gradient, the fence is following the gradient, but it's not just sort of curving with the gradient, it's actually curving at the posts. That's awesome, that. I've not seen that in trains before, I don't think. Apart from when it's an individual asset, but I believe that is a loft. So they've done well to get that in. That looks really nice. Little limited clearance bridge. And there we go. Journey's End is coming into sight on the HUD. Get a bit more speed up. We don't wanna slow down now yet, do we? We want to keep going for as long as we can. But yeah, obviously because there's no 4-car trains now, the bay platform at Chalfont and Latimer is no longer used, which is a bit sad. Last time I came up here, the platform, the track, the rails, and the third rail and all that were extremely rusted. Oh, hello, Volvo Trucker FH16. You basically missed the entirety of this scenario, but you know, you can see the end. You can see Chesham. If that's something that interests you. No, I will not be going back. Purely because of the fact of how long the scenario takes to get through. Maybe in a bit. I've got another S-Stock scenario to show off. It isn't on this route. It's something I've been working on. It's been work in progress for a while, but I had a problem with it. I've since fixed the problem, and I'm hoping I can release the scenario pretty soon. But there is, to be fair though, there is a nice scenario from Uxbridge, which I could run. There's a very nice scenario from there. It's fast to Aldgate, sorry, so that could be quite an interesting run. It's only an hour, so it would take less time. So if you do want to see more Metline, I could possibly run that scenario. I probably want to try and finish about 1 o'clock-ish, so I've still got time. You'll probably also hear that we have the sound mod from Alan Thompson's sim. Oh, I never found out who that was by, actually. It genuinely does work wonders on this train. It's amazing what it's done. It's much more immersive, this train now. It's a bit like getting an AP pack, to be honest. There's a sleeping policeman there. Don't trip me, please. Beautiful! Beautiful! That is the end of our journey, and that door is in the wrong place entirely. But, you know, whatever. Neutral, key off, and open the cab door. There we go, an entire run from, Aldgate to Chesham. Down the Metropolitan Line and Just Trains. Another, more of these, buffers, by the way. Grab yourself a cover before the next journey. Indeed, yes. Totally. That train can stay there, unlocked. I'm sure the door's probably wants to be closed. Oh, okay, we won't close the door then.